Hi, I'm Bob. Welcome to Piano by Ear. We're learning to play some chords to accompany ourselves singing or to accompany someone else singing. This is lesson 3. We're going to start off talking about how we name the black keys on the piano. Each black key has two names. One name uses a flat and the other name uses a sharp. When we name a black key using a flat, we borrow the name of the white key just above it, the white key to its right. If the white key just above our black key is an E, then we call our black key an E flat. When we name that same black key using a sharp, we borrow the name of the white key just below it, the white key to its left. The white key just below this same E flat is a D. So the other name for that same black key is a D sharp. Flat means lower, so E flat means the black key just below the E. Sharp means higher, so D sharp means the black key just above the D. Okay, let's look at that black key between the A and the B. It's just below the B, so we can call it a B flat. It's also just above the A, so we could also call it an A sharp. Our next topic is half steps. When two keys are next to each other, the distance between those two notes is called a half step. Both keys might be white like our B and C in our keyboard graphic. The lower key can be white with the higher key black like our C and D flat. Or the lower key can be black with the higher key white, like our A sharp and B. If the distance between two notes is 2 half steps, we call that distance a whole step. You can recognize two keys that are a whole step apart because they will have just one key between them. Our keyboard graphic shows 4 different ways that a whole step might look. In the first case, the D flat and E flat are both black keys. There's just one key between them, that D. In the second case, the lower key on the left, the B, is a white key, and the higher key on the right is the C sharp. It's black. Just one key between them, and that's a C. In the third case, both the A and the B are white keys. Two white keys are a whole step apart if they have a black key between them. That's, in this case, a B flat. In our last case, the lower key on the left, the B flat, is a black key, and the higher key on the right, the C, is a white key. Once again, there's just one key between them, and that's B. These 4 examples each have their own look to them, but they're all whole steps, and every whole step will look like one of these 4. So now we have 2 distances based on half steps. A distance of 2 half steps is called a whole step, and then if you remember from lesson 1, a distance of 12 half steps we call an octave. And I just want to mention, if I ever use the word interval, that's just the distance between 2 notes. And if you ever think I might be referring to a whole step, but I called it a second or I called it a major second, those are just the interval names for a whole step. For now, I'll try to remember to just use the word distance, and I'll always try to call a whole step a whole step. I want to wait till later to get into intervals. Okay, I think that's everything we need to know, so we can proceed to the topic of this lesson, which is our first 3 minor chords. So what is the difference between a major chord and a minor chord, you may ask? The only difference between playing a major chord and playing a minor chord has to do with the third. We use a regular third for a major chord, and that regular third gets called a major third in a major chord. But we use a flat third for a minor chord, and that flat third gets called a minor third in a minor chord. Okay, let's recall our C chord that looks and sounds like this. To play a minor chord, all we need to do is move our middle finger from the E to the E flat. The C minor chord will look and sound like this. In lesson 1, we learned the C chord. In lesson 2, we learned the F chord and the G chord. Now we're going to shape our hand the exact same way to play a D minor. The D minor will look and sound like this. Keeping that exact same shape of our hand, we can move that D minor up one whole step and play an E minor. The E minor will look and sound like this. And finally, if we take that E minor and move it up 5 half steps, we'll end up way up on an A minor chord. The A minor will look and sound like this. I will stop at nothing. Say the right things when electioneering. I trust I can rely on your vote. When I go forwards, you go backwards. Somewhere we will meet. When I go forwards, you go backwards. Somewhere we will meet. Riot shields, voodoo economics. It's just business, cattle prods, and IMF. I trust I can rely on your vote. When I go forwards, you go backwards. Somewhere we will meet. When I go forwards, you go backwards. Somewhere we will meet. Okay, this completes lesson 3. Here's our little table showing our progress so far. I hadn't counted C minor as part of this lesson, but we ended up looking at C minor when we were comparing the difference between a major chord and a minor chord. There's 2 other chords that use the same hand shape as a C minor, so I think for next lesson we'll do C minor, F minor, and G minor, since those all use that same hand shape that we already looked at now in this lesson. And then I think we'll also go ahead and include, there's 3 major chords, a D major, an E major, and an A major that all share a hand shape. So that'll actually be 6 chords for next lesson, one of which we looked at already this time. Okay, great. See you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.